Welcome back, guys. I have another video here. Here is my 2016 Subaru WRX. I've owned it for about 5 years now. So I'm going to show you guys 5 things that I do like and 5 things that I don't like about this car. So basically 5 pros, 5 cons to the V8 WRX 2016 in particular. So first, I guess the stuff I don't like, and then I'll go to the stuff I do love. And just to let you guys know, I love this car. Like, I've always been a fan of the WRX growing up. I used to use it a lot whenever I played racing games like Need for Speed. So having this and being able to modify it has been amazing, to be honest. There's not much I don't like about the car, but it's not perfect. So a lot of these things are very nitpicky. They're nothing that important. Like, overall, I love the car. I would recommend it to anybody who wants to learn how to drive manual, something that's fun to drive, practical, and looks good. Like, you know, the new VBs, I'll be honest, they're kind of ugly. This one, I love the way it looks. It looks aggressive. But yeah, let's start off the list with the 5 things that I hate about my WRX. Alright, so the first thing that I hate about the WRX, even though I have a Limited with the nice leather seats, mine does not have the Harman Kardon sound system. And I'll be honest, the sound system on these cars are trash. They suck, they're cheap, they don't even sound that good. So if you can, I would say try to get the Harman Kardon system. I've actually started having issues with mine where the back speakers vibrate. If I can unlock the car. So these guys here, I gotta figure out what's going on. I don't know if it's just loose or what. Maybe there's a loose panel here that's vibrating. But this door and the opposite one, they vibrate whenever I have music playing. Alright, somebody's out there with a very loud exhaust. But anyway, yeah. So the back speakers vibrate, which kind of sucks. I've noticed that they don't vibrate as much if I keep the volume under 28. Like the number, like when you're turning up the volume. So if I'm below 28, I'm fine. But anything higher than that, if I have anything with high bass, it kind of sounds like crap. So yeah, the speaker systems in these cars, they kind of suck. Next would have to be the infotainment. So I'm lucky, I got the 2016, so the infotainment on this one's not terrible. It still has the touchscreen. The 2015s didn't even have this. They just had a very basic Subaru like radio stack. It was like really old school, no touchscreen and a little tiny display and a bunch of buttons. So this one's slightly better. But in 2019 they did an update and this whole touchscreen system has Android Auto and Apple Carplay built in. I really love Android Auto and Apple Carplay, and that's my one gripe. Like, I feel like if this car had that, I would be perfectly fine, you know, because then that's the only real modern feature that I wish this car would have. Everything else is fine. Like, it has a backup camera, it has the little display in the middle that's kind of nice. It has this multifunction display, which I love up here. This thing is really cool, really nice. I love this thing. But yeah, if only it had Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. That's the one thing. And obviously the VBs have it, but they have that massive touchscreen now, which I'm not a huge fan of. Also, their climate controls are built into the screen. At least here I have physical knobs that I can still adjust and touch and all that stuff. So yeah, the non-Android Auto Apple CarPlay stereo. Next nitpick that I have on this car, and I've kind of fixed it to an extent, but I actually hate the pre-2018 facelift bumper. So I'll put a picture up on the screen of what the 2018 Pluses look like with their front bumper. There is some additional plastic, but to be honest, I think it looks a lot more aggressive, and I actually really like it. I've been contemplating a lot updating my bumper to the 2018 Pluses. I'm still debating, but either way, I don't like this bumper. It's not as aggressive looking. Like, this little plastic piece here, it's like too soft. On the 2018 Pluses, it's like more angular, it's more aggressive looking. I honestly hated the stock grille. So I've changed it. I have the JDM front grille now, and then I just added the red WRX badge, which is kind of fading, and then the Subaru stars. But Yeah, the grill I used to hate. So the JDM grill cleaned it up a lot. And then also on the non-limited, I think it's 2018 pluses, they got rid of the turn signal. I think the turn signal is now in the actual headlight itself. But the stock ones, it was like this chrome turn signal with a halogen bulb, which looked hideous. I think it looked ugly as hell. So I have this black housing, yellow LED lights. I'll show you guys here. That's much better. I like that so much better. And then that kind of made the car, I don't know, just cleaned it up. Blacked out turn signals. I have the yellow for the fog light, which I think looks great. It has like a nice like JDM look to it. But yeah, so the front bumper, not a huge fan of it. But again, nitpicking. You can do things to massage it, make it look good, or just get a 2018 plus and that issue is already gone. Next gripe is in the car. Oh, not really in the car. It's actually in the drivability of the car. So stock, the tune from Subaru is trash. I'm sorry, Subaru, but your tune sucks. They fixed it, I believe, in the 2018s, but 2015 all the way to 2017, these things had so much Rev Hang, and it made driving it really hard. Like even if you tried to be smooth with your clutch work, you'd be sitting there waiting for your revs to start dropping, because as soon as you're in first, your rev out, let's say to 3,000 RPMs, you push in the clutch, it takes a while for those revs to actually start driving. So you're either sitting there waiting for them to drop before you put it in second, or you just put it in second and just kind of like force it in, but then that makes the whole car just like jerk forward, and it's not pleasant. It's not fun. Like you can have people in your car thinking like, damn, does this guy even know how to drive manual? So that's the other thing too. If you're learning how to drive manual for the first time, it makes it a little bit harder just because of the rev hang, because you're constantly going to be struggling. A tune will fix that. Most of the off-the-shelf tunes, like the Cobb off-the-shelf tunes, they actually eliminate the rev hang for the most part. There's a little bit of rev hang, but it's mostly gone, and it makes the car a lot easier to drive. It's a lot smoother. If you get a Pro Tune E-Tune, then yeah, you can pretty much get rid of the rev hang completely. So ever since I've been tuned, the car is a lot easier to drive from first to second, because you don't have that ridiculous rev hang. Once you start moving, like from second to third, you don't really feel the rev hang, and at the higher gears, like third to fourth and all the way up, you don't really feel the rev hang. It's mostly from first to second. That's where it's like really bad and really annoying. And then final gripe, I mean, it depends. For me, it was a big deal, but some people maybe not. But for the base and premium models, the headlights are hideous. They have this like ugly chrome on the inside that just makes it look bad. I don't know. I just really don't like the way they look. I have the limited, so the limited model, one, got rid of the halogen for the main bulb. The main bulb is LED on this one, and then it has a blacked housing on the inside, so it's kind of hard to tell, but this portion here is like black. On the premium and base, it's chrome. And then also here behind, I have a vinyl here to black it out, but without the vinyl, you'll see that the plastic inside is black here. On the base and premium, it's chrome, and it looks like crap, I think. On the limited for the 2018 and plus, those look even better, I think. I love those headlights. Those headlights look a lot more sharper. And also, the one thing I hate about my car is the daytime running light is it's the high beam, but like low. So it's a dim high beam, which is halogen. On the 2018 pluses, they changed it so that the DRL is actually the C light, which looks so much better. I wish they did that for all of the WRXs and STS from 2015 up. But yeah, I don't know how big of a deal that is for some people. When you're driving, you don't see your DRL, you're not looking at your headlights. But for me, it was a big thing. So I actually am so glad I got a limited, because I really hated the way those front headlights looked. I would have probably swapped them out for some aftermarket ones. Alright, enough bashing this car, enough hating on it. Now I'm going to tell you guys the 5 things that I love about this car. And for the first thing, we're going to start off with just how it looks. And I mean, obviously mine's modded. I've done a lot of stuff, like there's a lot of cosmetic bits that I've added to it. I've lowered it so it looks better than stock. But still, I think this car has a very clean look. I think it looks aggressive in the right spots. It has some nice curves. It's not like over the top or crazy. And like I said, it just looks good. The VBs, they need a lot of massaging to make them look good. Like on the VBs, the rear bumper is just, I can't get over it. There's nothing, I don't know, there's nothing you can do to that rear bumper to make it look good. Everything else I can live with. Like the front end is not too bad. The plastic cladding on the VBs, it's slowly started to grow on me, but I still think body color looks better. But this one, I just think it looks great. I love the body lines. It's just a really clean look and clean design. And I love the way the hood scoop looks on this one. I don't really like the hood scoop on the VBs too much. On this one, it looks great. Second thing I love about this car, the amount of aftermarket support available. These are some of the most modified cars out there on the road. Like, it kind of sucks if you're trying to buy one used, because most likely somebody has modified it, and a lot of people don't modify them well, or they don't take care of the car well or maintain it well. So it's a big risk when you're going used. But at the same time, the amount of performance mods available, cosmetic mods, there's even different types of wide body kits. There's so much you can do to this car. Different types of hoods, trunks. There's a lot. There's so many things you can do to this car. So that's one thing I love. Like, if you're a car enthusiast and you want something that you can tinker around with, you can modify, this is a great starting point. Like, the car itself is not that expensive. It's pretty affordable, especially if you go used. And for what you're getting too, like for the price, the performance, you can't really beat it. Availability of mods and tuning support available for this car. That is the second thing I love. Next thing, the practicality of the vehicle. So this car is all-wheel drive, has 4 doors, and it has plenty of space inside. Like, there's not too many cars out there anymore like this. A lot of fun, small 4-door sedans that are good in the snow, good in, bad weather because of the all-wheel drive. And, the back seat's not huge, but if you just pull this guy down, you can fold that one down, and then all of a sudden now you have plenty of space all the way from the trunk all the way to the front seats. So if you have some big items you need to put in here, not a problem. Going to the track day and have some extra tires or wheels you need to put in the car, not a problem. Put the seats down, you can fit all 4 wheels, no problem. You have a family, fit them all in the back. You can have the kids sitting in the back. It's not the most comfortable car, I will say. It's a little bit rougher than some of the other ones out there. And especially since I've lowered my car rides a lot stiffer than stock. But even then, it's not that bad. But yeah, great all-around car. Very family friendly as well. Next thing has to be right here, the piece of resistance. The fact that this car still comes in a manual. How many sedans, all-wheel drive, that have some power and are fun to use, still come in a manual? I think the WRX is one of the few cars out there that actually still has a much higher percentage of take rate for the manual than with the automatic. The take rate was I think 70% manual, 30% automatic, something like that. And it's not even like a basic 5-speed, it's 6 speeds. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, reverse. Like, yeah, how many sedans are out there like this still? So that's the other thing I love. And one of the reasons I even chose this car, I wanted something that was all-wheel drive sedan. If it wasn't for this car, I was actually gonna look into an Evo, but obviously they killed off the Evo back in 2016 or 2015, I don't remember. And those things have skyrocketed. They're too expensive for what you're getting. They've all been modified and beat to heck. And then also, they're more expensive to maintain compared to a WRX and even an STI. So yeah, the fact that it still comes with a manual. And then the last thing that I love about this car, take this with a grain of salt, because it all depends on the owner. If you maintain these cars, they will be great. But the reliability, I have had zero issues with this car. I'm almost at 60,000 miles. I bought the car with 14,000 originally. I've been pro-tuned for the last like 15,000 miles, but I installed the access port maybe when I was at like 30. So no issues. Engine has been perfectly fine. Transmission has been great. The only problem I've really had with this car is the AC system. The AC compressor had to be replaced, and that's like a known issue with the 2015, I believe the 2017. The AC sucks. And I was lucky that when it happened to me, my car was still under warranty. Well, I was past the 3-year mark, but I was still under 30,000 miles. So Subaru was willing to replace it for me because of that. They're like, okay, well, so Subaru of America paid for the repair. I think I paid like $10. They paid the majority of it. But besides that, I've had no issues in terms of reliability. The car turns on every single time I need it. It's never leaves me stranded. I've never had any catastrophic failures with the engine or anything like that. And also, Subaru knows their market. The type of people that buy these cars are the ones that want to tinker with it and mess around with it. So the best thing is, look where they put the oil filter. Right here. Super easy. Twist it off, put the new one on. You don't have to go underneath, remove a bunch of plastic panels to try to find where the oil filter is. The drain plug, super easy to get to, right in the middle. There's even a black plate underneath the car that you can use to jack up the whole front end. So instead of having to go from each corner, you can just jack up the whole front end, put your jack stands on each side, and you're good to go. Like, working on this thing is pretty easy. Like, you have a lot of space here. Everything's accessible. Obviously, there was a plastic engine cover. I removed it. But without it, you know, you have access to everything you need. So that's another thing I love. I've enjoyed working on this car. I've enjoyed doing the maintenance on it. It's been fantastic. So yeah, this is my 2016 Subaru WRX. If you guys are looking for a WRX, I highly would recommend getting one. Obviously, do your research if you're gonna get a used one, especially some of the older ones. I would try to avoid the 2015s as much as possible. The 2016 fixed a lot of the issues with the 2015s, but even then, the 2018 pluses are probably the best ones to look for if you're looking for a VA. If you're looking for something that's even older, just do your research. Good luck. There's a lot of videos and like stuff online that you can look up that tells you what you should look into with those cars. And if you're gonna get a VB, there's nothing to worry about. They're new. There's like some issues I think people have been saying with like the RTV they use to seal the oil pan with the engine. I don't know if that's really have become a major problem for anyone yet, but I've heard that those cars have been really good. I've test driven them. They drive well, honestly. It reminds me a lot of this car. They're very similar. The engine, even though it's a different engine, it's very similar. It's just that the engine's bored out more, pretty much. But yeah, I love this car. I'd recommend it to anybody out there. Give this video a like, comment, subscribe for more stuff. I have plenty more videos coming out with this car. And who knows, maybe a few other cars coming up in the future.